Hi, it's Naomi Andreg, and I'm working through a problem in the adaptive math practice system where we're working a word problem that involves adding or subtracting fractions. In this case, it's subtraction. You can see they gave me a subtraction sign, and then they also indicated it by using orange fractions here. But you can figure that out just from the problem as well. So it says you have enjoyed 3/10 of the opera, but you realize you drank too much water before it started. You will be able to go to the restroom at intermission, which is after 5/5 of the opera. What fraction of the opera must you wait? So we know that after 4/5, there will be intermission, but 3/10 of it's already over. So we end up subtracting 3/10 from 5/5 or 4/5 in this particular case. In the adaptive math practice system, you do have to drag over all these fractions. So I go ahead and drag over my fractions. And since I'm subtracting tenths, they'll snap right in there, and you'll see that they kind of take off part of what's left. After I've done that, will this shrink up for me? Yes. I have to identify the least common denominator, which is the smallest number that both 5 and 10 divide into. 5 divides into 10, but 10 doesn't divide into 5. Thus, the least common denominator is 10, which I select from the drop down. Now I have to rewrite 4/5 as tenths. 4/5 is twice as many tenths because there are 2/5 per tenth. So I'm going to have 4 times 2, or 8, on top. On top over here, it's already in tenths, so I just leave it as 3/10. Then I have 8/10 minus 3/10. It's just like whatever, 8 apples minus 3 apples. I'd have 5 apples. Here I have 8/10 minus 3/10, so I'll have 5/10. So I could write 5/10, and then it'll ask me if I want to simplify, and I'll say yes, it needs to be simplified. In this case, 5/10 can be simplified by dividing the top and the bottom by 5, since they're both divisible by 5. So I divide the top by 5 and I get 1, and I divide the bottom by 5 and I get 2. And so I see that you have to wait another half of the opera. And then at this point I'm done with the problem. So I click I'm done and I move on to the next one. Okay, that's all. Thanks. Bye.